Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks for that very kind introduction. Firstly, I'd like to thank all the organizers. This has been a truly tremendous festival, and it's a real honor to be speaking at the Global Ayurveda Festival. Before I start, just to quickly introduce myself, my name is Vineet Nambiar, and as rightly mentioned, I run an international innovation and entrepreneurship platform called Mavericks 365. We fundamentally help or facilitate scaling ventures, launching them locally as well as internationally through our platform, which has many constants to it. Interestingly, I mean, this has been an interesting time for the whole world. I mean, it's a pandemic-ravaged world, and somewhere around last year, it was very interesting to note that there has been a change in conversation from curing oneself towards a wellness-based lifestyle. I particularly remember, friends and families talking about concoctions of ginger and turmeric and other Ayurvedic concoctions, and that's something which we see is it's a complete paradigm shift which we have actually witnessed over the last 12 to 18 months. And fundamentally, what this led us to believe is the global wellness ecosystem is something which is really right now for a complete makeover, a complete surge in demand, especially. And this is what prompted us to study or to double down our efforts for both Ayurvedic and the herbal wellness ecosystem. So what this led us to believe is that fundamentally to actually make this practice, to actually power up this ecosystem, you need to develop a strong and vibrant entrepreneurship and innovation ecosystem. What does that actually mean? And why do we need an ecosystem? Fundamentally, if we want to make sure that the impact of Ayurveda, the impact of herbal treatment is felt across the world, is felt across towns and cities equally, we need to fundamentally make sure that we have a vibrant entrepreneurial ecosystem, a vibrant innovation ecosystem, which takes us to these masses. But how do we do that? And that's what fundamentally got us thinking and fundamentally got us acting. And so that we can drive this change rather than just hoping something to happen. This was fundamentally what we were thinking about 12 to 18 months back. And we see 5 strong pillars on which we needed to focus on to actually make this happen. And let me start with this, the first of these pillars, which we thought is core towards developing, towards fostering this vibrant ecosystem, this vibrant entrepreneurial and innovation ecosystem in wellness that is led by Ayurveda and herbal treatments. Firstly, of course, is the business and investment scenario. Any industry requires fundamentally capital to take it across places. Now, Ayurveda is particularly interesting because it is not exactly commercialized. But at the same time, we do understand that to make sure that the Ayurveda ecosystem actually scales, you need a little bit of capital chasing this. So we embarked ourselves on a journey to actually interact with potential partners, investors, and that led us actually to partner with Cut the Stories-based AYUSH Summit, which is proposed to be happening later down this year, where businessmen, where entrepreneurs, where investors from around the world could meet for potential partnerships, could meet for potential distributorship opportunities, as well as to get potential investment opportunities to actually facilitate these entrepreneurs who want to realize a vision where we have a wellness-led lifestyle. Something which we realized over the last 12 to 18 months is we don't like calling this as alternative medicine. We'd like to call this default medicine, because fundamentally the approach towards wellness should be the first thing which we do, rather than make it an alternative when things don't go our way. And that requires a lot of lifestyle change, and that requires a lot of enterprises who can actually bring about that change. So the AYUSH Summit was one of those initiatives which we've embarked on and which we're actually talking about with stakeholders. The second major initiative which we think is going to make a substantial change is the Herbal Village project. We want to see herbal villages spring up across the world, and India, which has always led this whole movement, and we believe championing a project like this, both in India and Qatar, where we can have top herbal companies led by Ayurvedic companies to actually, provide a complete holistic approach towards wellness is the way to go about it. Now, there's something which we'd like to talk more in detail later down the year, but I just want to give you a snapshot of some of the projects which we want to embark on with respect to making this business and investment scenario more palatable. Second thing, what we thought was important when it comes to building the wellness ecosystem here was education and awareness. I know that I've been keenly listening to all the speakers before, and I'm amazed by the kind of work which they've done when it comes to Ayurvedic education, be it universities, be it four-year programs, simply amazing. Now, while we love the idea of having Ayurveda-focused universities across the world, what we really think is the need of the movement was center of excellences which focused and delivered awareness as well as education in Ayurveda-related treatments, in Ayurveda, how it actually benefits from a lifestyle perspective, getting more medicinal, plant-based medicinal options, and spreading the awareness first, And for that, you need center of excellences, which are, because the solution has to be cost-effective, the solution has to be scalable, and a center of excellence is the best way where we could actually, through our infrastructure, through our network, and possibly our innovation hubs in different parts of the world, can promote education and awareness. So, center of excellence is in partnership with the private as well as public enterprises is something which we foresee in the near future that can actually spread and bring awareness. And tying up with those amazing universities, I think would be a great step, And I was amazed to see already the kind of education that's already being fed. At the same time, we also want to make sure that you have medical practitioners, right? Recently, the state of Qatar granted license for actually practicing Ayurveda medicine, and I think that's a great that holds historical significance. And if that is a trend which we believe is going to catch on, we're going to see a lot of demand for training and practitioners in that field. So we need to capitalize on that. So again, universities are great, but we'd like to have center of excellences. The next thing, what we embarked on Mavericks was a co-wellness concept. We wanted co-wellness tourism packages out there where we can back entrepreneurs to have experiences immersing themselves in Ayurvedic treatment, as well as in a range of herbal therapies, yoga, and other means including hospitality, to actually promote, to understand the lifestyle change that the lifestyle benefits that can come with the lifestyle change by embracing Ayurveda. So this is another initiative which we're very excited about, which we hope once we are done with the whole pandemic situation, hopefully by next year, we can actually promote. So we were looking at a couple of locations in India, including Kerala, northern India up there, and as well as Bali. So this was just an exciting venture which we think we should embark on. So that is some of the initiatives we thought we should be embarking on when it comes to education and awareness. A second pillar, which we believe is a core pillar when it comes to building and scaling the Ayurveda ecosystem. The third thing is something which I want to talk about in detail was the regulatory mechanisms. It's obvious that India will have to lead this, right? And because global standards and practices needs to be put in place for users, for people to actually have trust in this system of medicine. And we need a lot of collaboration. We need a lot of support and to actually build that regulatory framework in different parts of the world if we want to take this concept globally, and if we want to even empower entrepreneurs who are looking to scale their businesses in this. So we are actively trying to engage with policymakers as well, so that we can actually have that cleared, so that we can develop on this ecosystem. As I already told you, there already has been positive developments. We have new approvals or official licenses being granted, and I think this is a great start. But regulation doesn't mean just good enough. It also means maintaining high quality. It also means preventing some people who just take commercial advantage and provide something which can damage the reputation for everybody else. So this maintaining high quality standards and having an official regulatory body and approval process is something which is absolutely key across the world. And this is something which we need support the Government of India as well. The fourth thing, which I thought was a major pillar and which we think which needs a lot of work on, is obviously research and development, production, as well as entrepreneurship. Now, it is here where we see accelerator programs coming into place that can support startups in strategic times with big corporates who've already been successful in various Ayurvedic services. So accelerated programs, how we can define that. We've been working on how to get those kind of wellness accelerated programs to actually scale these new ventures. So this requires us even support with research and development organizations, folks in Ayurveda, and this whole festival gave us a lot of insights into it, and hopefully we can keep the conversation going to make that actually happen. The fifth pillar, last but not the least, is technology and digital platforms. We think the time is ripe for marrying emerging technologies and using digital platforms to deliver a traditional ancient medicine. And this is absolutely necessary in the 21st century, where we directly link and we directly link with the end user, and how we can use these systems and how we can use these platforms to make sure that some of these great therapies, some of these great medicine systems actually reach people who actually need it. So embracing digital and technology platforms, and part of it is also empowering entrepreneurs who are actually building those platforms. We've already seen a bit of it somewhere, but it's high time we have what is like the Amazon for herbal care, which can provide some of those platforms, as well as using technologies, using AI to act for even to address other aspects of the whole Ayurveda ecosystem. Last but not the least, I'd like to invite you all to what should be our inaugural Ayurveda Summit here later this year. It'll be an absolute pleasure to have all of you here. We're hoping to even invite the Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi to actually even inaugurate this, and hope things can scale up. And by the time it's for the next Ayurveda Festival, I have a lot more success stories to report on. Thank you very much. It's been a real pleasure.